This week's Storytime book is an all-time favorite. It has so many things in it that make a good book. It has a smart, curious child, a furry best friend, and a lot of creativity. One of the things I love most about this book is how it teaches us about learning. Learning involves mistakes, and it involves things not quite going exactly as planned. And then it requires us to step back and look at it and see what was great about our mistakes. This is something I struggle with personally. I want to be good at something right away. I want it to go well the first time. But making mistakes, things not going quite right, those are really important parts of learning. And in my house, we say, let yourself learn. So this is a book about letting yourself learn, about friendship, letting your friends help you when you're learning, and about taking breaks when it feels frustrating. Very important. After the book, we'll come back and we'll talk about it some more. I hope you enjoy Most Magnificent Thing. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race.
I'm gonna beat you.
They eat. They explore. They relax. She makes things.
Ta-da!
He unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work.
Aha!
All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
First, she hires an assistant.
It says here you have fetch experience.
Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work.
Watch your step. Important work going on here.
The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews.
I agree, assistant.
When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it.
Well, what do you think?
Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks
Here.
and fastens.
And
She fixes and straightens and studies.
see. What
She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese.
Ew.
But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work.
Why won't you work?
Crunch! The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk.
Fine.
It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mag gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising.
Wait a second.
There's some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. The afternoon fades into evening, and finally she finishes. She alerts her assistant.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
The pair take a good long look. He leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. So this is my buddy Jake. He's always excited to see everyone when they get home. He loves to listen to stories, and but you know what he doesn't like to do? He doesn't like to sit in my lap so I can film him, and that was disappointing because I had a plan. I was going to film this week's story time with Jake in my lap. This is my dog Jake. He has a lot of energy. Hi. Hey guys, that's Jake. And there we go. Oh man. Oh. I think that's what's happening here. Here, instead of showing them your hiney, come here. Here, you can do that. Go there. There we go. Yay. So this is my dog Jake. Come on. Jake. Can you see him? He's really cute. I think he just doesn't want to be in this video. Yeah, he really doesn't want to be in the video. And I'm not sure why. He's really outgoing and he usually likes to be on camera. Come here, Jakey. Come here. Come on. Okay, we're here in Jake's very favorite room. And I just know he's going to get in my lap and do this story time with me because I'm sure of it. I feel it. Okay, ready? Jakey, come here. Come here, Jake. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh boy. This is a dog who sits in my lap all the time. But now that I want him to be in our video, just like in Most Magnificent Thing, he is not having it. Come here. Hi. Hello. So, Jake, look, they're the kids. They're the kids of the parish school, and they just heard a book about how plans don't always work. Do your plans ever not work? Yeah. Hey, come here. Come here. It's almost like, see? It's like when I point the camera toward him. Okay. I think that's all we got. Okay, so we're gonna try one more thing. No, two more things that might work. I'm using my phone because maybe he's afraid of the big computer, you know? And we're gonna go outside. Okay. There's squirrels outside, there's lizards, there's all kinds of stuff that could help with this whole scenario. All right, so let's head out. Oh, yep, I think he's happy about being outside. Here we are. Jakey, come here. Come here. Aw, he really is. He's such a good dog. There we go. Okay, look over here, Jake. Look. Nope, it's just not gonna happen. There he is. Behind me. Come here, Jacus. Come here. Oh, wait, this is good. This is good. Oh, no. See how cute he is? Okay, come here. Oh, good boy. There. That's what I was looking for. I had a great plan to do story time with Jake in my lap. Right here. It seemed like a really good idea because Jake makes everything better when he's a part of it. There's no doubt. And he always sits in my lap. So it seemed like a simple thing to do, right? But Jake did not want to be sitting in my lap from the start. I tried all sorts of things just like the girl in The Most Magnificent Thing did. Remember I tried sitting in the chair, sitting on the floor, being in his favorite room, using my phone instead of a computer, the camera on the computer, and finally going outside. It was so frustrating because it was an amazing idea in my head just to have Jake sitting with me. But he wasn't cooperating, so it couldn't happen. When I took a break and I went for a bike ride, I realized that Jake made this story time better out of my lap. I looked back at all of the footage and he was funny. His ears were bouncing in all of the video and his tail was wagging with the little white tip. He is magnificent doing anything. So let's hear it for the most magnificent Jake, his independent spirit, and a story time he refused to be a part of. Do you want to howl for them? Oh, ow, 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 ow. Good boy.